I trimmed my hair 2 times today because I actually had splits a lot further up than I thought.
You just made an abrupt decision.
Yeah,
you know, and it's not even like you still have hair on your head.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I am back in the salon getting ready to get my hair silk pressed. I am so excited for you guys to see this video. I already went in knowing I had some damage, and I knew that because of my dry detangling sessions. If you haven't seen that video already, go ahead and check that out. It's my last video, but I found some pieces of breakage during my sessions since I continued to do the dry detangling, and they alarmed me a bit because I was prioritizing my wash and goes for 3 years, so I didn't wear my hair any other way, and stretching it really showed me what was going on. When I saw the damage and I really started feeling my hair, I decided to just start cutting. I wish I would have waited. I'm interested in seeing just how long my hair had gotten even with that damage, but either way, here's my hair hours after my first silk press. Obviously there's damage still, so I went back the next day to get more cut off. And this is what it's looking like. I still have damage that needs to go, but this conversation is really gonna focus on my goals, why I started doing this, and ultimately how I got here. So stay tuned.
What was your reason for cutting?
I don't like detangling my hair, as I've said before.
Yeah.
And I just moved. And in that move, I was like, dang, I need to redo my hair. I need to do this. And I just got really tired and exhausted. So I stretched my hair out. I put oil in it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've been using the Fable and Mane oil, and very little of it, but I like it. It makes my scalp feel really good. And I saw once I was like stretching it out that I had little pieces coming off that I wouldn't regularly see in the shower. And I noticed like little keyhole splits that you would not be able to see.
Yeah.
Like you just wouldn't be able to see them. They're really strong. The bond builders are bond building, like they're doing their job and they're holding them so well together that they're just not noticeable. I mean, they're just not noticeable.
Yeah.
So I saw them and I was like, let me just cut them off. And I noticed they would split. And so I cut a little bit more and they would split. And I'm like, okay, this is a reaction for me really not wanting to do my hair and doing my hair anyway and just throwing a bunch of product on it and sitting under the drying line. And then 3 days goes by and I'm detangling my hair again. Like always trying different detanglers. That's also been an issue because I'm trying different brushes all the time.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, I'm still gonna brush through my hair. And I'm at a point where I'm really tired. Really tired of doing my hair. So I just pulled it out. I put it in these braids. I actually washed it with the Trepador clay rinse and then like something else and put the Trepador like conditioner that you can also use as a leave-in in it and just let it. And it's been like this for 2 weeks. I've been wearing head wraps for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
So
you're having a lazy moment.
I'm having a moment.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If you reflect back on when you first came here, you're like, I think I want to grow it out. And obviously growing it out means we have to like preserve the ends of the hair a lot more, which means more work.
Yeah. Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I think you hit a point where it was like, I chose to have a hairstyle and a length that required more work, and I'm in a portion of my life that I don't want to do more work. As far as the split ends, I guess let's address that. The split ends, in seeing that, that's, like I said, that's probably an area where you could have come in and we could have addressed the immediate, where it was at. We could have stretched out or straightened it long and addressed more of a thorough, since you're starting to get interested in like, okay, I want this, like I want to literally address every single strand. I want to stretch everything out. So we could have addressed that then. And cutting it, even just stretching out in twists or stretching out in braids and trimming the ends doesn't always per se still address every single thing because we're still grouping the hair together and clipping the ends. Even, let's think about your past 2 cuts that we did. The first one, we were trying to grow out shape. So we really didn't even assess everything. We were trying to like leave the top long so it can kind of give us some length. So I put you on the challenge of like, hey, just keep doing what you're doing, keep doing your treatments, keep washing your hair, and let's see if we can assess your length and your shape at another point. So that we stretched it 3 more months. Then the next time you came in, we probably did a dusting still, because it was like, okay, we like the shape, so we just kind of maintained things.
Yeah, because I was growing out. We had already talked about how I was growing out that shape, and the whole point was to grow out the shape.
So my second thing is the use of oils. One thing I want to highlight is you kind of like hit on it. When we had this conversation last time, I mentioned to you, like, it's not that it's terrible. Oftentimes when people use them, they talk about the satisfaction of getting slip from using the oils, of just easily separating their strands. And it's like, yeah, that feeling gives you satisfaction. The feeling on your scalp gives you soothing, and the feeling on your hair feels like it's really soaking in there, and that's the feeling we kind of long for. Yeah. So you got that feeling, but then, as you said, if you would have left that hair or left that oil in the hair for a long time, then you would have had some other challenges you had to deal with. Yeah. So what I recommend to people is, if you're going to do that, then go through and rinse and shampoo the excess oil off. Otherwise, it ends up being on your face. Yeah. It ends up collecting other impurities in the air, and you realize, like, okay, I just got more buildup from wearing all this oil in my hair, which is what a lot of people were experiencing before when we were using them so religiously. Yeah. So, good job. You went and you shampooed and like rinsed it all out, but we cannot hide the fact that you were stressed and you did not want to do your hair. Period. We're gonna go through, wash your hair, see how everything's reacting. I'm interested to see just like how quickly the curl pattern and everything pops back, because that is something when you are introducing water and shampooing and everything, you just have to kind of like shampoo to remove excess oils, because even when we're silk pressing, I don't want excess oil in the hair, otherwise your silk press is going to look weighted down and everything. So we'll probably go through, check and see if you need clarifying. I'm going to say definitely, like, we're going to do the scalp scrub today just because I see some flaking, and you told me it's been 2 weeks. So I definitely want to like exfoliate and get that off the scalp. But other than that, like, it's still a case by case thing until we get to the wash bowl. Okay. So other than that, I think we're good.
Honestly, like, it's the combination of all the products that I've tried and having to use, like, to achieve the style, having to use a bunch of product. Yeah. And then, like, my scalp, I go to a dermatologist in March because I'm like, I need to know if it's the fact that I'm slathering these products on my hair to get the look that I want. Yeah. And frankly, like, the only time I don't have that problem is when I use Innersense products. Yeah. And I know that I don't want to like sound like, oh, Innersense, but it's true. When I'm putting all these other products on my hair, I have to use a lot to achieve the look. With Innersense, I don't have to just put a bunch in my hair, because it just does what it needs to do. And it doesn't cause my scalp itching and flaking, but it's disappointing because all I do right now is try these different products. And I do love some of them. And so it's kind of hard to be like, dang, I'm gonna have to let you go. Yeah. And I don't even, it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, I'm using very few products, and I had an existential crisis because I'm like, oh my God, like, people don't care unless I'm trying these products, and people don't care unless I'm doing a bunch of different stuff. And I had to be like, I just don't give a fuck. I just don't care anymore, because I'm tired of playing with my scalp. Yeah. My scalp is like telling me, girl, you need to stop.
You're too grown for this.
I'm way too grown for this. I'm pushing 30. What am I doing playing with my scalp?
There's stages, because there's people who it's their first time, their first introduction to like experimenting with their hair, and it's like you're in a phase where it's like, okay, I don't really know what my hair likes. I don't know what my scalp likes. But you've experienced removing those things. Yeah. And finding success in there. And then because of your job and what you do as an influencer, you also like to show people different variety. Yeah. Which there's some, entertainment in that, but the reality is, like, for people who are watching you, they need to figure that out too. They can't keep, we just had a class and we actually took a field trip to Walmart, and I was just talking about how many consumers come in here and they look at this big aisle and they go, here, 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 here. Man, you don't know what all those products are doing to your scalp, to your skin, the load of fragrances. Now, I'm not here to say that those products won't give you a good style. Yeah. But after you've achieved a good style and you know how to have good technique, we need to take things further and talk about what does your skin like. Do you do that to your skin? Do you use different moisturizers, perfumes? We had moments where we're like, oh, I love Bath and Body Works this and all these fragrances and stuff, and then you grow up and you're like, okay, homegirl can't be doing that no more. That's what our hair goes through and our scalp goes through too. So it's not bad to experiment. but we keep it to a minimum.
Yeah.
And when we figure it out, then we just realize that sometimes, like, especially we in the like Black community, we don't grow up always talking about like, oh, I'm allergic to this or I'm sensitive to that. And so that's a conversation to be had too, is just like, maybe you just get older and you're like, hey, I can't do this anymore. Right. Just because I'm getting irritated, I don't have time for it in my lifestyle. There's times where it's like, maybe you did feel irritation, but you were like, oh, what is this? I'm in my curiosity stage and I'm gonna go like try something else, you know? Mm-hmm. But now you're starting to like say, okay, this is how I want to show up to myself and to the world. So, and for the people who are still in their curiosity, trust me, they will still look at you for inspiration and they will still follow and they will still use all those techniques, because I always tell people, like, even in playing with products, science doesn't change. So even if you're watching YouTubers and influencers of how they're applying different things, pay attention to their technique, pay attention to their frequency, like how often they're doing it, because that plays a huge thing. Most people just watch and pay attention to the product, and they don't pay attention to like what's going on currently in that moment and what happened before and what will happen after. So
yeah, because this is my low buy year. I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
because I'm tired.
I think it's easier to have lazy days with a consistent routine too.
Yeah,
that's one thing. Like, even in my journey, I've learned is just like, when I used to just play around with products and then randomly a lazy day or a lazy week or a lazy month happened and I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna wear a puff. I would like be so mad at myself as to why my puff was tangling so much. But if I knew exactly, like, no, I've been keeping my hair brushed, stretched out, detangled, and I'm just gonna have like, I'm gonna put my hair in a puff properly. Then wearing that for a while and taking it down, I almost had like, I knew exactly what I did. I knew how I put that puff in, so I was okay wearing it for that. You know, like I just had more understanding of how I was approaching this lazy day versus randomly like being like, man, I don't know what I did because I changed up my past few weeks. And now I don't even know if I can take up my hair. So that's why I also say good job for like, at least you put in a state where it's stretched out and you still showed up to the world cute with your turbans and everything. You were just like, hey, nobody needs to know what's going on in there. But she's fine. She's definitely good. And also, after I finish going through this, I know exactly what I need to go get reset back in place.
Exactly.
So that's what matters.
We're going to be focusing less on product and more on what's going on with my hair, but I will link the products in the description box below. To sum it up, it's all about manipulation. I was over manipulating my hair. I needed to wash my scalp multiple times a week, and now I know it's because I have seborrheic dermatitis, and I really couldn't handle all of the product I was adding to my hair to achieve the styles I was wanting to achieve. I didn't realize just how much I was searching for curls that I could only have when my hair was DWA, because as the hair gets longer, it changes, it hangs differently, it's different. So I know for me, wash and goes as a default style, which means wearing wash and goes every single day, is not advantageous for me, my scalp, or my hair. And so now that I know that, I'm moving accordingly and I'm finding ways to make my wash days easier, which includes keeping my hair as stretched as possible. So for me, that also includes shampoo. So I'm asking Brianna what she thinks about using a cream cleanser or a clay cleanser to help keep the hair stretched during the wash day.
So I like to use a clay first because it's pretty easy to get through my hair.
Yeah.
And then like a sudsing shampoo, whether it's moisturizing or not. Because either way, your hair, it's cleansing your hair. So it's kind of like taking away that slip that it has once you're putting it on. I find that I like using that. I enjoy using that better instead of using two sudsing shampoos in a row, because I struggle with keeping my hair stretched during that process.
The ones that are clay cleansers, yes, I'm all for it. You know how Design Essentials Honey Cream gives you like a lot of slip?
Yeah, I love that.
It still like has cleansing and surfactants in it. So I feel like when I use the clay cleansers, I can get that like slip and detangling action, but it's like the healthier, cleaner approach to actually achieving that. Whereas Design Essentials is like, okay, it's not the cleanest product, but it's gonna detangle me, you know. And it has a little bit I won't say a little bit more cleansing agent, it's just attacking it in a different way.
Exactly. That's what I found. I do like that the suds cling on. It does different than just the cream, but I like using them both together. And I find that the longer my hair was getting, the less I could lie to myself about the process of doing it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, what will make it easier for me to do a wash and go? Because I was like, I want that to be my style. And then I was just like, why though? Like, why do I want it to be my only style now? Because when my hair was shorter, it was fun. Like, it was fun to do because it didn't take very long. And now I'm like, okay, I want to switch it up. I want to try new things. So I started trying cream cleansers and clay cleansers and doing more of the detox masks and stuff. And I'm like, that's where I was like, okay, I can, as long as my hair is a little stretched for this, it'll be super easy and fun to do. And then, so that's kind of like how I got here.
So clay and cream cleansers can be very advantageous when it comes to keeping the hair stretched and detangled during the shampoo process. Another thing that I want to point out is that sitting under the hooded dryer 2 times a week without using heat protectants like consecutively is probably another factor that added to the damage, because there's a specific part of my hair, which is the back of my head, that the damage goes up a lot more than any other place. And I've noticed that I would have to sit under the dryer the longest to get the back of my head dry, which is odd because it's like there was a center section that my dryer just wasn't hitting. So I'd be sitting under that hot heat for like 2 hours every single week since I was styling my hair twice a week. I remember looking at my hair one time when it was completely dried, and I look at the back of my head and I'm like, what is going on? It looks like a rat's nest. It's completely discolored, like it's super light, as if the heat has just like stripped it of its color. It's so weird to say, but I just didn't understand what was going on, and it makes a lot more sense now. I even asked Shelly V because she noticed something similar with her hair, and there's so many moving parts to this, you guys.
Yeah, Shell. Yeah, she's waited. She's right there. Yeah. Well, I want to hear what you want to do first. And what's on your mind?
Okay. I know how I want to style my hair moving forward.
Okay.
And it was in a lot of those styles, like, I would love to just blow out my hair, twist it up, and tuck it in. Like, I'm literally at that point now. When I do that, I just want to make sure there's enough hair to tuck.
Yeah.
When it's said and done and it's straightened, I'd like for you to take like a good look at like the mids to ends to see if she's hiding anything from you. It wasn't very clear to me until I like really got a good look at it. They're so well glued together, if that makes sense, from the bonds, that it's just hard for me to tell. But that's really all I care about growing it out from here on.
Let me definitely straighten it. I do see a little bit of what you're talking about. It looks good. It feels good. How's your scalp feel?
So
good. Good. Look down for me. I just want to see coloration. Are you still having any sensitivity like up here?
Honestly, since I stopped, a little bit. It's the most sensitive area, one of the most sensitive areas, but I haven't done wash and goes in 2 weeks, and that's where the sensitivity kind of stopped.
Yeah, okay.
But
my crown is my most sensitive spot on my head, but it hasn't been as bad since I stepped away from the wash and goes, so I wanted to point that out.
oh, it feels good.
And that's the problem. Why does my hair feel so good and it is so freaking damaged? I would not have even guessed that my hair was as damaged as it was with just feeling it in the blown out state. Even when I was dry detangling, I didn't understand to what extent my hair was damaged. And it took the silk press and then me going home and then me really looking at my hair and being like, oh, it's damaged. Like, it's damaged. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute or so, but the hair looks good. While she's silk pressing it, it looks really good. She's doing a really good job. I'm going to leave the products in the description box below. But the thing about it is, damaged hair is damaged hair and it has to go. And because my hair hid this damage so well, I'm going to have to come back to her the next day so that I can get more cut off, but I'm not getting it all cut off because I want to leave enough to actually protective style and tuck away. but majority of my hair is damaged. I probably have like 3, maybe 4 inches of my hair that's not damaged, but I'm basically starting over again. So it's actually insane, but it is what it is, and it's gonna be okay.
Like, I just posted a video about my goals and the wash and go natural, and the next video is gonna be like, what up? Hair is straight.
It was right here when I was like, dang, I wish I did not just start cutting my hair, because I wanted to know just how long my hair had gotten in the silk pressed state, because hello, I mean, I wanted to see how much length I retained, even if it was unhealthy. Either way, like, I have a good amount of the damage cut off my hair. It's looking a lot better. I know that there's not, you know, so much damage left, but there's enough hair left for me to tuck, just like I asked her. And I was all good, all well, all fine, because it looked really good. And then, you know, I go home and it's been hours. I'm outside, I'm doing stuff, and the humidity is getting to it. And I start seeing, okay, yes, I have enough hair to tuck, but I don't know if I can hang on to this. So I'm gonna have to go back, and let me show you. So I just got my hair done a few hours ago, and this is what it's looking like. I go back to her tomorrow because I think I need another inch cut off. What do you think? Because I'm seeing, yeah, I'm seeing some pieces that I'm like, when I rake my hands through, I get to like this point, and I'm like, ignore the background, I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay, I could use a little bit more trimmed off. And I think it looks good though. She did an amazing job on my hair, just overall. My hair feels great, but I'm just seeing that my ends, I could use another like inch cut off. This video of the back of my head really solidified it for me, because I just saw all the splits and I was like, okay, now I can see it clearly, it has to go. Okay, so I just went to her and it looks so much better. Like, it feels so much better. I don't know if you can tell, but I can put my fingers through it completely. I don't see any ends that are like doing what they were doing. So I think like 3/4, maybe a little over 3/4 of my hair was cut off. I meant to say 1/4, but honestly, between me cutting and Brianna, about half of my length has been cut off at this point, because it definitely came down to like here when I would stretch it out. But I really like it. I'm not seeing as many flicky bits as I was seeing before. So I like it. You let me know if you see anything that I'm missing. I can send a better video too. So y'all, my hair is damaged. It's damaged, and I'm aware of that, and I see it and I can't deny it. So I decided to keep as much length as possible, because I do need hair to tuck. I want to just do protective styles and grow it out. I'm going to only be washing it once a week, because my scalp needs to be shampooed at least once a week to help with my seborrheic dermatitis. But the ends, I mean, it's majority of my hair that is needing to go, and I'm okay with it. Like, I know what I need to do to get there, and that's all that matters. But it's just a lot more damage than I thought it would be. Like, I wasn't expecting this, but we're here and it's okay. So buckle up, buckaroos. We finna be protective styling, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think.